this thing is so satisfying. Recommend getting one. I just get excited when I get to use it. And it's all part of the going somewhere new ritual now. So it's like squish, squish. Time to see. See the road. Okay, so welcome back to another installment of the Old Van podcast. That's what I've decided to call this. Last episode, I was just rambling, but I enjoyed it so much that I wanted to turn it into a regular thing. So maybe even once a week. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm filming 1 week from then. I'll sit down and talk about stuff and ask for questions and answer them and just have fun drinking a coffee in the morning on a nice rainy day. It turns out today's gonna be pretty rainy, so that's the background noise today. I'm a fan. I'm currently sitting in a pretty scenic location, so I don't think we'll have any traffic noises, which is a treat. It's always good to appreciate where you are when you are, because the present is fleeting, that's for sure. There's a lot of trash around here though, so just painting a full image for this discussion to take place. Definitely want to have more direction of conversation in the future, but since this is the first few episodes, it's just easy to just talk about whatever because nothing's been said already, you know? So I'm going to just read. I have my notes here of all the comments that people left on the last video, and I just want to read them out and answer them. And there weren't that many, so I'd appreciate it if you left more in the description here. I am so good at creating my own questions though, so I'll probably end up also doing that. But the best would be if people used my email address and sent like an audio clip or like a voice memo or something like that, just as an attachment in an email to my email in my description. That would be so fun, just being like, it's just something that I've seen in other podcasts, and I think it's just so nice and so touching to get such a direct communication with the audience. It could be just like really quick clip questions, like, what's a van? Or how is a driver doing today? Can be anything, so go ahead and do that. I'll encourage every video probably like at the end or something, but right now I'm just Ramble McGee. And the first question that I saw was from West Coast Lori. I've noticed a few of your comments. Thank you for commenting. Have you ever trekked the coastal trail in East Souk? There are 2 starting points. It's pretty epic. No, I haven't done that. So I actually looked up this coastal trail in East Souk right after I got this comment because I was curious. And it's on the southern shore of the island, which I was near when I was in Victoria, but I didn't go there because I didn't know about it. But thank you for telling me, and I'll definitely check it out next time. I should have done way more hiking when I was along that coast. It was just, I was on the move. I didn't really have a plan, but the next time I go there, I have more of a plan. And yeah, recommend more areas along that location too. I would love to do the full loop through Port Renfrew and then back through Cowichan Lake, I think. And yeah, I totally missed out on all that. I went up north and went to Salt Spring Island instead when I was down there. So regret, should do it next time. Maybe sometime throughout the summer. That would be awesome. Thank you for your question. So it's going to be a mix of questions and comments because some comments are really good too. Like, there was this really good comment from Jordan Sparks. LOL, when the term van conversion becomes converting people to van life. One of us, with the little zombie emoji. That's hilarious. And yeah, I hope I don't come off as preachy in these videos because I'm just like getting my perspective out as much as I can. It's constantly changing, and I love this kind of group think thing going on in the comments. And that was a really fun. Jordan, I love your comments. We will meet up when I'm going through Alberta or something like that. The next question that I got here is from Priscilla Haskins. Priscilla says, thanks for sharing some of your thoughts on van life. The stickers look good. Here are a couple questions for you. What would be the top 2 items for your van upgrade? What would you recommend to young people your age, wink, looking to get into van life be? Cheers and keep up the great vlogs. Thank you, Priscilla. Your support means so much. I love all your comments, all of your contributions. You're top tier viewer and I appreciate it. So your questions are, what would be the top 2 items in your van upgrade? I'm definitely getting worked up because of this coffee. I feel like this is a much different energy than the first podcast. I'm kind of like louder and more excited. Maybe because last time I was also stuck in a parking lot, so I wanted to be chill. And also my energy was low because it was so cold. Now it's a little bit warmer and I've got layers on and it's raining. The rain actually excites me, like the drumming of the rain and stuff. And this coffee is primo. Well, the first 2 items for my van upgrade that I'm probably working on is partially in a vlog that I'm working on. I tore down a portion of my wall just because it like pretty much molded away. It was this weird like fiber board paneling that was really susceptible to moisture and mold. So I tore that out and I would love an upgrade to be to just insulate it, get some spray insulation or figure something out about that. Maybe just some board insulation and do some tongue and groove wooden paneling on the side. I think that would be really fun, really satisfying project, and it would look so good and it would make it so much warmer in here. I could definitely withstand next winter a lot better. Honestly, not even complaining, it wasn't that bad this time either, but that would be the first upgrade on my mind for my van. I also really need to get some more fans for air circulation. There's these really cool clip-on fans on Amazon that I might get. I think those would be really useful for my van to keep mold away in those rainy seasons. And those are probably my biggest 2 upgrades right now. And your other question was, what would you recommend to young people your age getting into van life? So thinking from a perspective of a young person in society, I think for someone else who's young, well, if you're young, I assume that it's probably a very beginner thing for you to get into. So just as a beginner in general, it's good to ease into things and just do things at your own pace, learn slowly, learn within your means, and there's certain challenges that just come up. And as a young person, maybe you have a more of a connection with your family and your family might not understand your decisions and might not support you. So just to really ease them into the idea as well, but also keep in mind that you have to be strong enough to do it on your own, even without their support. So yeah, just keep up your courage, and if you have a dream, don't give up. I have to plug my iPad in because it's about to die. I had 20% 1 second ago, but by the way, look at these stickers. Don't they look awesome? So good. 1 second. It's portable energy. So yeah, for young people in van life, just take it in strides and go with the flow. Do your best. I don't know. Oh my. It's starting to rain more now though. I like that. Me giving advice. Maybe don't ask advice. Well, you could ask my reaction, but my advice maybe isn't that great. Disclaimer, this is not an advice podcast. This is a communication podcast where we communicate. We love to communicate. Okay, from Holly. Hi, I'd love to hear more about your favorite current fave van recipes because I fully steal them and still make peppers with brown sugar and couscous a bunch. Ooh, me and brown sugar still BFFs. Yeah, I love that meal and I love every vegetable, honestly. Any of it can be cooked with like brown sugar and salt and spices, or spices instead of brown sugar, and it's always good. Or like oil, you know? I'm just naming foods, but you put them all together and they're delicious. Like, what have I been eating recently? I've been eating a lot of cauliflower, which has been really good. Onions. Have you ever had a pan-fried banana? Just cut up a banana, put it with brown sugar and cinnamon, and it's so delicious. And it's nice, warm, quick meal, and it's so sweet. It's like a perfect dessert. What else have I been eating? Honestly, I'm at the very end of my resources when it comes to food. I have some rice and oatmeal left. Like, I need to go to the grocery store, so maybe next week I can answer that question better with stocked up fridge and whatever I've been making then. So, thank you for your question. Please ask a question again. The final question that we received is from Alberta Schoolie Adventures. Is there anything you wish you had in your van that you currently do not have, like a future plan to add? That's a good question. It's very similar to a question that I already answered, but I can think about that in a more personal way maybe. So I've been thinking about getting a paddleboard for a really long time. With the warmer coming, I see everybody enjoying their paddleboarding adventures and I'm really jealous about it. I don't think it's something that I'll get anytime soon, and it is quite a lot of space, so I'll have to prepare for that. But a paddleboard, an inflatable paddleboard, would be an amazing addition to my van for adventures. Also, I'm working on getting some binoculars, so next time I run into the store, binoculars will also be another great upgrade. So I have better vision in my van, spy out all the birds, and find a cougar, get some good footage for you guys. So have a incense going back there, so it smells really nice in here. Like, the smell of an incense is a very cozy smell for me, for sure. It feels like warm inside, perfect for a rainy day. And the weather has been getting a little bit better, so, I mean, not as cold, it's warmer. It was like 10 degrees yesterday. Okay, so I feel like I talked about, that concludes the weather segment of this podcast. This podcast also has segments. So that was question segment. On to my thoughts and views about the world segment. Just kidding, no one wants to hear about that. Okay, another segment's gonna be one random thing that I have in the front of my van. Isn't this a cool little dice? Full of little UFOs and alien eyes. Sometimes I'm at a red light, I'm like, what number is it? And I get a 2, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness it's a 2. Okay, the 2 is the number. Thank goodness. Currently traveling westward to the coast, the furthest west I've actually ever been. With every day I'm getting further and further west than I've ever been before, because I'll be on the west coast of Vancouver Island, which is like the westest you can be in Canada. Oh, people are like, the west coast, yes coast, the yes coast. West is best. At Tofino, surfing territory. Hopefully I can make some new friends there and find some nice spots. Sometimes I just get stuck in a spot and I get too comfortable and I'm like, no one's even been by here for days. Like, I could just stay more days and no one would ever notice how I just disappear. Like, I'm just so removable from society, and it's a good thing. It's a beautiful blessing to be so invisible in my big van. And sometimes I just want to stay in that moment for as long as I can. But I always inevitably have to move on, keep on moving forward, and I can't stay here forever. Plus, there's too much garbage around here. Like, I can go find the water. I miss the ocean. So I'm going to go to the water, the ocean. Actually, I'm headed to Port Alberni next, and I want to get some more stickers printed at some of the print shops around town. So that's really exciting. The sticker game has been fun. I've trying to get some nice ones printed. I have some not so nice ones that I could be sending out, but I don't really want to. I want to find a nice print shop. And how big is a vinyl printer? Could I get a vinyl printer for my van? That would smell really bad, but on a nice sunny day, just do some vinyl printing off of some solar energy. That make me so happy, and I could experiment way more. Last time I got stickers printed, I swear they didn't like change the ink in their printer or something, because it got full on print lines When you go into a professional printer for vinyl stickers, like, you think they'd at least print in a solid way. I didn't add that texture. That's not intentional. I don't want that. It's okay. This is the thing about doing things for the first time. I just gotta find my groove and figure it out. It's so rainy. I want to go for a rainy walk. That would be fun. For a few days this past week, I was hanging out with Boho Blue Van, and we played so many games, so many new games. We played with tarot a little bit, which was really exciting. I'm very new with tarot cards, but I think there's like a really fun element to it that I want to explore more. So I've been playing around with my cards a little bit more, and I did one on video that I'm not really sure if I'll post or how much I'm gonna edit it down, but I'm working on that. So this video is definitely not as planned out as my last video, where I actually had notes and was referencing a specific topic the entire video. But sometimes I think my podcast is gonna go off trails like that. I don't think it will be a constant thing because I don't feel the same way week by week, consistently every week. If I could actually be good at improv, that would be such a fun thing to explore. Like, there's so many comedians, especially improv people that I watch. They're so funny, and I'm just like very jealous. I do play D&D, so I'm working on my improv skills, but I am not good at it. I just keep trying to be creative in my campaign and the storyline, and I'm like, I'm gonna look for a cat, or I'm gonna talk to a pigeon. It's like, look how crazy I'm being. It's fine. It's just a fun little exercise that I don't really do a lot. It's like very new for me, so that's a really fun thing personally that I've been what am I even talking about? Yesterday, I can tell you about how I tried to forage for an arbutus tree. I'm looking for the perfect branch to use as kind of like a curtain rod to go above my pantry, so I can put a curtain there and make it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I have the perfect curtain that I used to use there all the time, but the Velcro peeled off with the paint. So instead of that, I want to find the perfectly curved arbutus branch, because there was a fallen arbutus tree just like a kilometer away from here that I went out with my little hatchet, and I picked off a bunch of options, and then I fitted the perfect one in my van. And as a construction project, I wouldn't call it something that I was proud of. It is such a mess. I use it could have been so simple if I just had like good anchoring points or good skills with a drill and some screws, but I ended up getting this long piece that fit pretty well. It's very significant when you make a small change, even in a small space. It's like something you notice all the time. And I was being bothered that I could see so much storage just like in my face. I was thinking about putting some boards that you could slide, but I only have foam core, and that wouldn't last very long, I don't think. Probably get damaged very quickly. And I don't want to waste a bunch of foam core for no reason, so I decided to use an arbutus branch. Thank you for the inspiration, Boho Blue Van, because while we were hanging out, I noticed their arbutus branch handles that they had cut and shaped perfectly and put on their van doors. And yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, I need to buy like a curved curtain rod. Like, where do I even buy a curved curtain rod? And I was like, fine, I'll just get a straight curtain rod and have that gap at the top. But you can just get an arbutus branch. I brought like a tape measure out into the woods and like started measuring things, and it was such an easy project. I just wish my construction skills were a little bit better. Reality of an old van tip idea thing. That's another segment. My back door is rusting so badly. Every time I open it, it's a risk that I'll never be able to close it again or open it again. Just the lock, it's tearing so much with that rust at the bottom of the latch is just not in great condition. I kind of have to lift some of the doors to open it properly, and the other day the lock wasn't even working, where I couldn't even turn the key in it. So it's like a big risk whenever I open my back doors, which I'm really upset about, especially during the summer season, I think, because I live with those back doors open. I just lay in my bed and have a curtain out for bugs, like a nice sheer curtain like I just showed you, and I just like stare at the beautiful views, and like it's my favorite spot to be. So I hope I don't make it any worse. For now, I'm just gonna treat it very politely and not really bother it until the summer season, and hopefully figure out how to fix that possibly. It's all about being creative, and I'm glad I'm starting to think about it now because I have no idea how I'm going to solve that. But yeah, always these creative little tasks that you have to do in a van, because the world is made for houses. There's so many things that you can get for houses, but vans are quirky and it's self-made. It's completely self-made, so there are so many good things that are going to be coming from the summertime weather, and I'm really looking forward to it. The sunshine, everything just works better. Even my locks, I'm sure, will work a little bit better with the nice warmth. Everything gets so tight and hard when it's cold out. And I know people out there in Canada are really getting cold. I am so lucky to be here. I've never experienced a March, a February like this. It takes a different type of personality to deal with the cold and the snow. Definitely trickier. And that's something that I'm going to be experiencing again next winter. If my plans go how I'm expecting them to, I think next winter I will be spending in Ontario in my van, and hopefully a more insulated van. I do have the warmth of my friendships there, so that will be nice. But then the following winter, I want to spend most of my winters here. Plain and simple, most of my life, winter, I want to spend on like Vancouver Island, exploring BC. I want to come back constantly because it's beautiful, it's perfect, the nature is just overwhelmingly nice. It's a level up in every single way compared to Ontario wilderness. So I just want to spend so much time here. Are you guys excited for the travel footage of going back? Because I'm nervous and excited. I didn't even think I'd make it this far before my van breaks down or something. No issues yet. I love you, my van. No jinxing anything. But I don't know. I have a little bit of confidence. It's proven itself in a big way. As long as I do my job, maybe we can make it back too. Time just moves by so quickly. It's so fast. I feel like I wake up in like for parts of my life and like, oh my god, 2 months has gone by. Oh, 3 months are gone. Like comparing a full year going by without seeing certain people, like more than a year. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this episode. Hopefully they'll start to get longer. I'm not sure how long I can make them. Like I feel like my videos are at their maximum lengths. I do love podcasts that are like an hour long, but I think a half hour is better for the uploading and all that and the exporting. But maybe in the future when we upgrade our gadgets and stuff. So thank you guys for watching. If you've listened to this far, I totally appreciate it, and I can't believe you want to listen to these ramblings, but the support is so appreciated, and the engagement in the comments is also appreciated. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.